What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB coming to you tonight with the review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11, the reunion part 3. We are finally done, and we have a 1-week break before Real Housewives of Potomac season 4 starts up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, what's up, you guys? So the episode, it picked up where last week's reunion left off. I don't know why Bravo did a 3-part reunion. This could have been done in 2 parts and we could be done. Because reunion part 1 wasn't really much and part 2 wasn't much either. So they could have combined part 1 and 2 together to be a whole, a whole episode. They could have done an hour and 30 minutes with that. And then they could have did another hour with this. And we could have just been done with the motherfucking reunion last week. But no. So, like I said, the episode picked up where it left off last week with Andy asking Portia what happened in Nene's closet with her belt. Before Portia could get anything out, Nene starts to go off on Andy talking about, I had a breakdown. Okay, we definitely get that you had a breakdown. Nobody's knocking the fact that you had a breakdown, but the fact that you coming so hard at Andy, who's just asking questions. My thing is, when it comes to Nene, because obviously she didn't want to answer any of these questions that was being asked of her, and I said it in the reunion part 1. Nene should not have come to the reunion, period, point blank. And I know somebody, in my comments told me they have to go to the reunion. I do know that part of their contract, they do have to go to the reunion, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily, just because it's in their contract, they don't have to go to their reunion. They can skip it. If you guys do not watch any of the other Housewives, there's been a franchise where a person did not show up. It was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't remember the season that it was. I think it was in the early seasons of Beverly Hills when Adrienne Maloof did not show up to the reunion, and the next season Adrienne Maloof was fired. So yeah, they do not have to go to the reunion, a la Adrienne Maloof, who got fired. And her storyline the next season would have been hella good because she was going through her divorce from her ex-husband. But like I said, Nene could have easily skipped this reunion, and she would have had a good reason for skipping the reunion. Like she could have said, Greg is sick. We got this going on, we got that going on. She just, and I'm not knocking her at all. She was, her feelings were valid. Because we were talking about the closet. Her feelings were valid with this closet situation. She did tell the girls to not go in her closet, but Candy and Portia thought that, it was a joking manner not to go in her closet, so they just went in her anyways, even though she kept saying, don't go in my closet. So I get where she's coming from with that whole standpoint. But I think we are kind of, at this point, beating a dead horse with a stick at this point. So then, Andy's asking her, well, did you feel bad about anything that happened in your closet? She said, the only thing I felt bad about was the cursing. So he was like, you didn't feel bad about putting your hands on anybody? She's like, no, didn't feel bad. And then we also found out that, they showed some unseen footage. And then, the girls are talking, well, Portia was talking about how, when they were in the closet, there was a producer that Nene had, up against the wall, choked up. He had to go to the hospital. Tooth was knocked out. And Candy agreed with it. Yeah, she said, yeah, his tooth was knocked out. And they were like, he was up against the wall like this. And I'm like, well, damn, how bad did she, what was she doing? Now, here's my thing with, Nene. So Nene doesn't remember. Nene has selective amnesia. Marlo does too. And I'm just like, Marlo, you sent her acting like a complete lapdog. Like, you just going along with whatever Nene says. Because Andy did ask a question of Marlo, like, why did you say she's pregnant? She's like, oh, I don't really remember saying that. But if I did say it, I was saying it in the sense of, she's in the closet. Don't put your hands on her because she's pregnant. But then Bravo had, the receipts to prove that that was bullshit. Because we saw a scene where Portia, and then this goes back to Nene's live that she did on YouTube, before the reunion even aired, talking about that, when it came down to Portia saying, I'm scared. Portia was in the studio saying that we can clearly see Portia was not in the studio. Portia said that to the producers of the show. And then even Candy was like, you know what? I think it's time for us to go. Because things had got heated. Like, what the fuck? Now I have to agree with something that Portia said. So Portia was like, me and Candy, we cool with you, and we just going to your closet because you said that, y'all should see my closet because my closet shits on all y'all's basically. And my thing I agree with Portia on was when she said, we were being friendly towards you, whereas you had Kim dirty ass talking about you had roaches in your house. Now I said this in when I did the episode review. I understood where Nene was coming from, because you have to think about last season when Kim and Brielle was in her house talking about she had fucking roaches when it was a fucking water bug. But those bitches wouldn't know what a roach looks like because they trailer park trash. But yeah, so I mean, I got where Portia was coming from. They were coming from a friendly point. They weren't trying to tear your closet down, demean your house, do nothing to your house. They were just just as good girlfriends want to see your closet. But she flipped out. But I understand why she flipped out, because she said don't go in my closet, but they went in her closet anyway. So I got it. Now, okay, so yeah, back to Marlo. So Tanya, was like, she was just disputing what Marlo was in, because Marlo was trying to say Nene didn't put her hands on her, but Tanya was like, no, that's not why we were saying she's pregnant. And Tanya and Marlo's like, girl, you're lying. And Tanya was like, don't call me a liar. And that's when production showed another unseen footage where we can see Portia. Her belt was completely ruffled, she was in front and Nene was behind her. And you could see her come out that closet, but also you could kind of see Portia smiling. I think Portia might have thought at some point Nene might have been just having fun with her. I don't know, but you could definitely see that her belt hadn't been moved. So obviously Nene did put her hands on her. And then let's just backtrack a little bit, because I kind of forgot something that I want to talk about. So a viewer asked a question of, do the ladies feel like Nene should have been fired, since everybody was so up in arms about Portia being fired? Back in season 6, I think was it season 6 or season 5? No, that was season 6. I believe season 6. No, what season was that? I forgot season, but the season where she pulled Kenya by the hair. Now I've had conversation, on Twitter. Everybody told me I was wrong for feeling the way that I felt about the whole Portia and Kenya thing. Oh, they're grown women; they should be able to talk with their words. That is completely true. You should be able to talk with your words. But when you got somebody putting shit in your face, a scepter, a bullhorn, and I had to point this out to people. Like I've said this before. I was in band. My band director, he had a bullhorn. That shit is loud as fuck, and especially when they in your face. Like that shit is loud as hell. So my band director, he would be in a little skybox thing, and you could hear him. Like I'd be all the way at the back of the field. And our field was the size of a football stadium, because that's how we practice for our shows every week. So like you have to think about it. My band director was like in the bleachers on the home side. I'm on the other end by the bleachers on the visiting team side. So and if I can hear him that loudly from that far, just imagine how loud it was for Portia being right there by Kenya. So yes, I agree. They should be able to use their words. But when you're invading somebody's personal space like that, all bets are off. And Portia went lightly on Kenya, because I would have beat the hell out of Kenya. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would have pulled her by her hair. I would have punched her in her fucking face. Just keeping it real with you. And like I said, Nene just didn't have any kind of remorse for what she did. Like it was more so she was just upset about the fact that she was cussing so much. And I'm like, but you don't feel bad about pulling the cameraman and choking up the producer and pulling Portia by her belt. Okay. If that's how she feels, that is how she feels. Okay. That is really how she feels. All right. So then so Candy's talking about how, she said when they left out of the closet, Nene came downstairs and she was kind of aggressive towards them. And then, Portia's talking about how she got a butt dial from somebody, and she could just hear Nene going in the background, just going off talking about y'all had, if I see them, whenever I see them bitches again, it's gonna be a problem, and y'all let them bitches go in my closet to, make me look bad and whatnot. I really wonder what the fuck was in her closet. Like, damn. So then, we're talking about Candy when she called Nene, 2 days later. Andy was like, what was the conversation like? And Candy was like, we both apologized to each other, and Nene did agree. And then, they talk about how Portia felt. And Portia was just like, I wasn't mad, but I just felt like, damn, we got close because of this. And, you had a conversation with her without me. And, Portia just kind of was like, she didn't know if, Candyman threw her under the bus or anything like that. But they good. And that's pretty much it. We are through with the closet. I'm through with this. I'm through. Hopefully next season we don't have to mention none of this shit. Like that was the biggest drama of this season, the closet. All right, so next we move over to Cynthia. So, with Cynthia, Andy asked the question, like, what made you change your mind? Because we know Cynthia has said she did not want to get married again. And Andy like, what made you change your mind? She says, Mike made me change my mind. I'm like, damn, she really loves him. I'm like, and I'm happy for Cynthia. I really, truly am. So, Andy asked, have all the girls met Mike? They all have, and they all like him. Even even Nene, even though she was being a little, her energy was so off. She's like, I've been around him more than anybody, but I like him. I'm just like, whatever. I'm not even gonna harp on it. I'm gonna move on. So, Andy asked the question, has Mike met Leon? She's like, yeah, they actually met before we started dating, because, Leon is big into the sports world, into sports, and they had met previously. And, so they really get along with each other. So then Andy asked about Noelle, and she says, when it comes to Noelle, in her first semester, she struggled, but she's good right now. And I'm happy to hear that Noelle is good. And then Andy asked, how serious things are with Cynthia. Would she consider moving out to LA if Mike wanted her to move out there? She said, it's a possibility. I'm like, oh, so we might possibly see you on. Nah, I don't think she would not. I don't know. I don't think Cynthia would fit in with she wouldn't fit in with the Orange County girls. That's for damn certain. Those bitches are, ooh. I don't know if she would fit in with the Beverly Hills girls either. Maybe she could be bi-coastal. Maybe she could just, live there and she'd have to sell Lake Bailey too. Mike must be really putting it down on Cynthia. And like I said, she must really love Mike. Wow. Okay, Cynthia, I see you. All right, so next we move over to Eva. So Andy asked the question of Eva, how did she feel about Nene's speech? And, she was like, well, I was kind of surprised watching this season back to find out that it almost didn't happen because Nene wanted to leave. And Nene's like, there was a lot of stuff going on. Not going to take away from her. But, I think the better thing would have been, yes, you wanted to get out the house and have a good time. But I think if things were, so bad between her and Greg, I think you could have just said, you know what, you could have texted Eva and be like, you know what, I would love to be there, but something, Greg and I are not good right now, so I'm just going to stay home with him. But instead, she went to the wedding, gave her speech. I don't think it was a bad speech, but just to make, just to feel like she was making things about her, I think that was a little off-putting. So then we talk about Eva's finances. Somebody asked the question of why did she have 3 wedding dresses? She said, well, I was always going to have 3 wedding dresses. Because they were talking about if the budget was such an issue. She said the budget was never an issue until she added more people to the wedding. And it was it wasn't $1,000 per plate. It was $1,000 per head. And, so she said I was going to have 3 dresses. And then, Marlo's like, was one of them borrowed? And she was like, well, yes, Marlo, one of them was borrowed. So then, Andy was like, so you came up with $240. I'm like, well, how did you come up with that money? She said, oh, from a post on Instagram. And everybody was like, well, damn, you can make that much money from one post? I'm like, damn, can you? Like, how, what? I do wonder, though, how much people make from them posts, like from Fashion Nova, Flat Tummy Tea, all that stuff that you see on Instagram. I would be wondering, like, how much do these reality stars and these, because it's mostly reality stars, you do see some celebrities doing it, but how much do you really make from them fucking posts? Like, do you have a contract, or do they pay you by how many people watch it, how many people click on the links? I always wondered that stuff. So then we move over to talk about Eva's bridesmaids. So, Eva says that she knows which bridesmaid it was that talked to Marlo. And then it was like, well, who was it? She said Shanita. And, Marlo's like, well, it was other people that talked to me too. And then Candy does agree with Marlo. She said, yeah, it was some other girls that said something. And then Portia's like, wait a minute, so one of the bridesmaids talked to you? She said, no, not one of the bridesmaids. She said somebody that I know said something to me. So So again, they saying that multiple people said it, stuff about her, and even talking about how she's still good with her bridesmaids. Some of all the other ones except for Shanita, I'm like, I wouldn't be good with none of them. If these girls are sitting here telling you that your other bridesmaids were talking about you, oh, watch the company that you keep. Watch the company that you keep. So then, Annie asked Eva, is she a lesbian? She said, am I a lesbian? No. Have I had sexual relations with other women? Yes. Well, isn't that, never mind. Well, it's not never mind. I'm not even going to touch on that. And then Marlo said she was with a married woman, but we kind of got off that subject really quick. But I don't believe Eva was with a married woman. I don't. So then, Eva was talking about how she was upset with Nene about the mic thing. And Nene said to herself in the episode that, ooh, Eva's going to be mad at me. And I think Eva was more so mad that Nene was supposed to come talk to her as her friend. But she didn't give her a heads up that, hey, I actually still have my microphone on. So if you don't want anything to be put on TV, or if you don't want anything, out there, just kind of be, cautious of what you say. I think that would have been a better thing for Nene. Just be like, hey, Eva girl, just like I know, we are filmed 24/7. We are filmed a lot. I think that, I don't know how, well, they had a film schedule, but she could have just been like, hey girl, I still got this microphone on. We still filming this show, but just be kind of cautious of what you say. Cause again, the microphone is on. So then we talk about Kevin McCall. So she says that when she was pregnant with Marley, he was very violent towards her. She says that Marley is 5 and that she had a restraining order for 5 years. Obviously, that restraining order is coming to an end. And then Eva begins to cry, and that's when I believed Eva before, but seeing her cry, I'm like, yeah, she's definitely telling the truth, because I don't think anybody can, if she can muss up those kind of tears and be lying, she is a damn good actress. And, they talk about her living situation. She said, because Andy asked the question, why come you didn't Andy asked her the question, why didn't you just extend your lease? She said, that would have been no problem to extend my lease. But once Shanita put my shit out there where I lived, that was no longer a fucking option. And I definitely agree with her on that. Like, you got a spiteful person putting your shit out there. Well, damn. Like, fuck, everybody in Atlanta gonna know where I live at, and that might end up making its way back to my baby daddy. So yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of Dodge. And then Candy told Marlo she did some fucked up shit, which Marlo has to know she did some fucked up shit. Like, if she doesn't, that's Marlo's problem, but she did fucked up shit. All right, you guys, so lastly we're gonna talk about Cynthia, and we're gonna talk about Nene. So Nene was upset, and they showed some more unseen footage where Cynthia was telling Nene about her bi-week party to give Eva just a heads up that Yvonne was coming. I guess I can kind of see where Cynthia was coming from with that one. The fact that they had that big issue with one another. That just let her know this is gonna be a small gathering, and it's all the girls together, and give her a heads up to let her know that the girl will be there. Now, do I agree that Nene should have told her that? Not necessarily. So, Cynthia says, what, hindsight is 2020. I could have gave Nene a heads up, but Nene and Kenya's stuff is so stupid, really dumb, over a call, text, or delete. That's not that deep. And so they said that, because Cynthia said that originally Kenya was not gonna come, and they said this on Candy's show, on Speak On It, on Candy Online. They have said that when it came down to it, Kenya did not want to come to the finale party because, again, it was the finale party and they were filming, and Kenya was not even a part of the season, so she did not want to come. But Candy talked her into coming. So then they, Candy says that she told Cynthia she was mic'd up because she was in her car getting mic'd up before they went into that scene with Nene. And she didn't want Cynthia to think that maybe something was being said about her to throw her under the bus, per se. So, so then Andy asked Nene, does she believe anything that Cynthia and Candy are saying? She says, no, I don't believe her. And then Candy said something to Nene. I forgot what she said. But Nene told Candy she's not important. Candy's like, oh, I'm not important. So then Cynthia says, you know what, Nene, I really don't give a damn. Like, if we fall out or if we cool, like, this shit is stupid, which it really truly is stupid. Like, she can invite whoever she wants to her party. She did not have to give Nene any kind of explanation for inviting her or anything like that. And, you know, Nene feels like Cynthia betrayed her. And Cynthia says, you know what, Nene just throws people away when she does not have any use for them, which that is 100% true. And then Marlo tries to chime in, and Cynthia was like, girl, she did the same thing to you, which, yes, she did. Nene did that to Marlo when she and Kenya became cool, and then that's when they fell out. Like, Nene throws people away when she feels like she doesn't need them anymore, and I hate that when she does that shit. Like, that gets on my fucking nerves, to be quite honest with you. So then Portia asks, you know, well, why did Kenya say, you know, you knew I was coming? And Cynthia's like, you know how people are when, you know, you tell them, oh, I didn't know you was coming. Like, girl, you knew I was coming. There was no way I was going to miss this. And then, you know, Nene says, you know, they asked a question about not Cynthia, but Kenya ignoring Nene. And Cynthia's like, she didn't ignore her. Oh, yes, the fuck she did. And I was kind of happy that Kenya ignored her. And then Nene said she was just being sarcastic with the stuff that she was saying about Kenya. I'm like, how are you being sarcastic when you're talking about she's a monster, she's having a bull, and all that kind of stuff? Like, that ain't sarcastic. Like, that is rude as fuck. But, you know, Nene, so they talk about the beef between Kenya and Nene, which is not even a real beef, to be quite honest with you. And Nene feels like if the roles were reversed, that if it was Nene going at Kenya, that Cynthia would have said something to her. But again, it's not that damn deep. And at the end of it, Nene just did not want to hear anything that Cynthia was saying. Like, she just was dismissive of everything she was saying. And yeah. So Nene said that, you know, her friendship with Marlo is real. She's a good friend. I'm like, she's the same good friend that you fell out with over Kenya. Okay, if you say so. And also Nene kept diminishing what Candy was saying and dismissing her. I'm like, okay, I really don't care. So Andy asked Cynthia, he was like, what do you get from your friendship with Nene? She says, you need to ask Ms. Leaks that. He says, do you get anything from your friendship with Cynthia? She says, no. You ask her. So it was just like, okay, let's move on from this shit. Like, I was over that. All right. So then lastly, you know, they took some fortunes, and they were shady fortunes. And then at the end of the episode, you know, Portia said, well, they were talking about, you know, Cynthia and Nene being cool again. I don't see it happening. If Cynthia does be friends with Nene again, that's on her. I wouldn't be friends with her again. And then, you know, Portia was like, you know what, Candy, when it comes down to me and you, once I have PJ, I'll start coming to your events. Because, you know, Candy was like, well, you don't like my people, and I'm not going to let my people go. And, you know, Portia was like, that's not really what it was. The thing was, Portia just wanted to have a positive and healthy pregnancy, and she just didn't want to be around the drama. So once she has PJ, she will be more than happy to support Candy. And then we closed the reunion with Portia with a prayer. Not actually, I was like, that is a damn good prayer that Portia said. It was positive for the women and for her baby. So you guys, that is the end of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11. We are done. Before I go, you know, I've been seeing some news, some tea on the blogs that were supposedly, allegedly, Kenya has signed on for season 12 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Shamari has been demoted. She lost her peach, which I'm kind of sad because I actually really did like Shamari. But they are offering her a friend of the Housewives, so we might see Shamari again next season as a friend of the Housewives, and I would actually take that. That wouldn't be nothing to sneeze at, because obviously it's good, because Marlo's been a friend of the Housewives for years, and she's not getting the peach. Even though I keep seeing people talking about who the Housewives are going to be for next season. They saying that it's going to be Candy, Portia, Eva, Cynthia, Kenya, and Nene, and Marlo. Marlo is not getting a fucking peach. Y'all can hang that up. Marlo is not getting the peach. Like, please. But you guys, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. That is it. We are done until November of this year. So I have 1 week off of doing videos on Sunday. So I'm not going to review Portia's baby special. I love Portia to death, but I'm not reviewing it. And I will be back for Real Housewives of Potomac season number 4 on Cinco de Mayo. Oh God, hopefully I'm not that drunk on Cinco de Mayo. But I will see you guys in a few for Married to Medicine.